Hello, and thank you for joining us today in our study of the book of Psalms. Today we come to Psalm 138. This is going to be another of the Psalms of David, and it is simply going to be a song of praise to God. It's not lengthy, it's only 8 verses long, and yet there's several things in this song that are beneficial to us to consider. So let's look at what David says in Psalm 138. Beginning in verse 1, we read, I will praise you with my whole heart. Before the gods I will sing praises to you. I will worship toward your holy temple and praise your name for your loving kindness and your truth. For you have magnified your word above all your name. In the day when I cried out, you answered me, and made me bold with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise you, O Lord, when they hear the words of your mouth. Yes, they shall sing of the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord is on high, yet he regards the lowly, but the proud he knows from afar. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you will revive me. You will stretch out your hand against the wrath of my enemies, and your right hand will save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Your mercy, O Lord, endures forever. Do not forsake the works of your hands. As you look at Psalm 138, there's several things that we could spend some time discussing today, but look at two with me for just a moment that I think have some bearing on our understanding of God, but also on his relationship with us. The first one is found in verse 3, where he talks about the fact that in the day when I cried out, you answered me and made me bold with strength in my soul. This idea of crying out is crying out in prayer, crying out in need for God. And the response from David is that God answered his prayer. And yet it's not just that answering of the prayer, but it says that he made me bold with strength. When you look at many different passages of Scripture, I think back to Acts chapters 4 and 5, where the apostles there are praying for boldness to do what needs to be done and to stand where they need to stand. There is this boldness that is required in order to stand for what is right. But I want you to notice within the framework of this where the strength is placed. The strength is not placed in his physical body. The strength is not placed in his ability to be strong. He doesn't turn into Hercules. He doesn't turn into some great man of strength like Samson or something along those lines. But rather, the strength is in his soul. In other words, he strengthens him on the inside to deal with and to face what it is that is necessary. We've seen this kind of boldness in David's life on many occasions, maybe the most prevalent of which is his time against Goliath. But David here says that when I cried out, the Lord answered me, and he made me bold with strength in my soul. The strength that the Lord gives is not the strength of the physical body. It is the strength on the inside to be able to handle the problems of life, to be able to persevere through them, and to be able to succeed when facing them. The second thing that I want us to notice is down in verse 6, where there David writes, though the Lord is on high, yet he regards the lowly, but the proud he knows from afar. Here David illustrates his place up on high, or the Lord's place up on high. And he talks about what the Lord sees. It says that he regards the lowly. Now, these are the humble. These are the ones who are looking to God for help. The word regards carries with it the idea of pays close attention to. So even though the Lord is on high, He pays attention to, he regards those who are humble, those who are lowly, those who are coming before him seeking help. But notice the other end of the statement. But the proud he knows from afar. Those who are set to do it themselves, those who are set to place everything on their shoulders, them he knows from afar. Now notice, it doesn't say he doesn't see them because they're so far off, but rather because of their pride. He knows what is going on. He knows what it is that they need, and he knows what the situation is. But he knows them from afar because they will not humble themselves before him. You see, it's not a question of whether or not God knows what is happening and whether or not God understands what the circumstances are. The question is whether or not we are acting as those who are proud, who can handle it ourselves and don't need God's help, or whether we are instead handling it as someone who is humble and recognizes the importance of the Lord's help. These are the things that I see in Psalm 138. I hope that they are beneficial to you. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and next time we'll come back and we'll begin looking at Psalm 139. I hope that you'll join us then. But until then, have a great day.